All right, hi guys, my name is Courtney Luce. I am the Customer Success Manager over here at Donate, so I get to help all wonderful nonprofits find some success, both in our system and just as an organization, and just make sure that you know the technology well. And so what we're gonna cover today are online fundraising campaigns. It's one of our biggest tools that you can use in the system, so I just wanna make sure we cover one, how to, of course, create those, but kind of our philosophy behind campaigns. I know a lot of people hear the word campaign and get a little scared. They might think that that means some huge capital campaign or something like that, and it doesn't have to mean that. So we just want to make sure that you are on the same page with us, and we honestly just want to help you tell your story better. So I'm going to share my screen and start to show you what a campaign looks like. All right. Okay, so you guys should see the campaign in Donate, the Meals on Wheels profile page. It's not even a campaign yet. I wanted to start here because this is an important aspect of our page. So every nonprofit who has a profile in our system gets a page that looks like this. So your supporters or potential supporters can land here and see some really quick information about you. So immediately see your mission, be able to donate or follow you, see some nice images from your organization, and about videos, some information. But the first thing that they land on are your campaigns. So campaigns are important because one, they're the first thing that your supporters see, but also it's what you're raising money for. So like I said before, people sometimes run from the word campaign because they mean it has to be some 200,000 goal capital campaign for the entire year. And while it can absolutely be that, I always encourage our nonprofits to just make their programs campaigns, or anything that is a line item in your budget that you are raising money for, make it a campaign. Even if it's for the week, you're trying to raise an extra $500 for a student going through your program. Anything like that, you can make a campaign. They're super easy to add and quick to get up, especially once you're used to them, and just great ways to engage with your supporters. So not only does it help you get the money that you need to meet and hopefully exceed your budget for the year, it also helps better tell your story. Now, websites aren't going anywhere, but traditionally, especially for nonprofits, are a little hard to navigate and read. And you can have the best designed website that there is, and it's still going to take people a lot of clicks to get your whole picture. And either they're not going to make that many clicks to get the full picture, or even if they do, they're not going to completely understand everything that you do. And so a big purpose of Donate is to help you do that with just these little cards. So I quickly come to Meals on Wheels, and I can very easily establish that they have a sponsor a senior program, they provide hot meals, and they even have a pet program. So as a supporter, I understand that more about you, but I'm also able to choose exactly what I want to engage with. So whether that be donate or volunteer, which we'll talk about in other webinars, I am able to establish exactly what I want to do. Now, that's great for me. It's great to build trust with your donor, because, and then me with you, because I know where my money is going. And what that also helps you do is establish what your donors care about, which is a huge thing in building relationships. So that is one great thing about this. So if I go to the We Love All Our Pets program, you can know about me. I really care about pets, and I want to give to that specific campaign. And there's different things that they can do with volunteer opportunities as well, which again will be in another webinar. So now I'm going into an actual campaign page, and take a break. In this campaign page, no matter if you are creating a fundraising campaign, which is again the whole purpose of this webinar, you can also create volunteer pages and event pages. But no matter what you're creating, your pages are going to look the same. We do that on purpose. They're both easier for you to create, but they're also easier for your supporters to navigate. So the only real difference is going to be this call to action section over here. And that just gives you, again, different actions based on what the page is. So it's a donate button with your goal and money raised. If it's a campaign, you get the volunteer button. If it's a volunteer, you get the rest. Now you see that there are both of those actions in this campaign page, which means that this is both an online fundraising campaign and a volunteer opportunity. So we provide that option for you. If you want to combine pages, you can. The most common combination are events and volunteer opportunities, because most of your events have volunteer opportunities, of course. And so we see that the most, but you can do whatever you'd like. You can do all three, you can do 2 of the 3. That is completely up to you. So the rest of this campaign page is completely customizable. You get to add your own photos, videos, content. There's a really easy share link so that you can share this campaign with your supporters on social media, whatever you want to do. And then this particular campaign is also a peer-to-peer campaign. So if you have people who want to become fundraisers on your behalf, you have the option to do that. So this is a big and really popular feature in our platform as well. If you aren't familiar with peer-to-peer, it's like I just said, people are able to fundraise on your behalf and they get their own unique pages to do so. So you can actually donate to Pam Beasley, but all money actually goes to Meals on Wheels. I can show you that page quickly. It actually looks the exact same as the regular campaign page. We just now have Pam's face, and we see the big fundraising goal here, but she has her own unique goal. All right, I'll go back to the campaign. I'm actually going to show you a different campaign to show you a different element of what you can also do with them. So now we're going into the Sponsor Senior campaign. Looks the exact same. Only difference is this is just a campaign, so we just see this donate button here. One element I wanted to show you is you can add sponsors to any of your campaign, and these are actually all clickable and trackable. So what you can do is add your sponsor website and then go back to your sponsor and say, your website got 100 clicks on our campaign in the month of January. So it's really good data for your sponsors and a good sell for them as well. But a big portion I want to show you is this achievements timeline. So we have these things called milestones and stories. Milestones are very date-based events that are happening within your campaign. So really they are goals that you are achieving throughout the duration of your fundraising campaign. We love the way that this looks because it's very clear. You have it in a timeline. Supporters can come here and very easily understand what has happened when, and then it all leads to this awesome feature that we love, this mission accomplished. So this is, as you can see, always highlighted in green with a little trophy, and this is to show what you have done, not just what you're asking for. So this is a really great tool for your supporters to see, again, see what you've done, to see that their money is going towards a true accomplishment, and to help them celebrate with you as well. So it's a really fun thing that you can add. And then you can also add stories. So these, I love to think of them as testimonials, because that's always a good heart pull for your supporters. It really gets into like I said, the heart behind what you're asking for, your organization. So it can be testimonials of the people you serve, your donors, sponsors, staff, volunteers, anything like that. Or they can be anything extra that you want to add to your campaign. So they don't have to be testimonials. It's just a great use of stories. So that is a public campaign page. Again, they are very pretty, very easy and good to share. We like having kind of these concise, good looking pages with super bright, easy to see call to action buttons. Because that makes it easier for, again, your supporter to understand what you're doing and then easily give. So moving on, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the dashboard of campaigns to show you how easy it is to create one. All right. So if you are a current nonprofit in our system, you know what this looks like. Anytime you sign in as your org administrator role, this is what you see. So you see your dashboard, but to create a new campaign, it's this bright pink button in the bottom left. You click that and then click new campaign. That would bring you to a blank canvas to create a new campaign. Now what I'm going to do is show you an existing campaign so you can see what it looks like more filled out. If you ever want to access your campaigns, you go to this campaign tab and you see all of your existing campaigns, whether they're drafts still or archived, and then the ones that are published. So I'm going to go to this published one and edit. And that will take me here. So since you just saw the public version of this page, this is going to be really understandable. You got your title, your page content, your gallery of images and photos, plus your cover photo. You also can choose to have a unique URL for this campaign page. So if I did slash Meals on Wheels slash sponsor a senior, that can be my unique campaign page where I can copy, share it, or type that out and it would access this campaign. Here is just your normal campaign information, your donation goal. You can actually adjust the donation as well. So if you get a cash donation or a check that comes outside of system, you can make that adjustment here to still show in your total money raised. You can edit the confirmation email. You can do a lot of stuff here. And then, as I mentioned, if you want to add a volunteer opportunity or an event to your campaign, you come to this add and add those 2 items, which those actually already exist. So you can do that here. All right. So the rest of your campaign stuff lives up here. Your peer-to-peer option, you can turn that on. We actually have separate webinars to go really into depth about peer-to-peer, but this is where you manage all of that. You can add your teams and then start adding participants here, or you can just turn it on and let people become participants on their own, which is obviously easier for you. So they get that become a participant button on your campaign page and then they can sign up themselves. You also have the option to turn on an engagement survey. So surveys are created in a separate section in our system, but once those are created, you can turn them on, choose your survey, and that survey would be sent after anybody donates to your campaign. So if you're ever wanting insight on the donor who is giving, why they chose to give to that campaign, this is a really good tool to use. And then the milestones and stories are added here. So they're very easy to add. You just need some content, a title, and an image. But then you can also choose to publish it to your organization news. So that then shows on your public profile. I'll go ahead and show you that. So that it doesn't just live within your campaign. So if you have a milestone that you want here as well, you have the option. So it would show up in this news section. And that's true for your missions accomplished as well. To make it missions accomplished, check that box. Super easy. And then stories are even easier. The same sort of content and then publish it to your organization news. And of course, once you are done, you just press update. You can preview at any time. You change the status here if you ever just want to save it as a draft. That is all you do. So I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen for now because that really covers both public and admin side of campaigns. I can certainly choose to reshare if we have any questions that are specific to some, visualizing some of the campaign options. But now the time is yours. So we really want to utilize this last half of the webinar to answer any questions. Steve can obviously, as our host, jump in and add anything that he wants. But yeah, so right now the floor is your guys's, and feel free to either unmute and ask your question or type your question into the chat. Okay, good. Oh,
how long does it take to create a profile?
Not long. So a profile itself, if you're doing full shebang, wanting to add all your campaigns, all your volunteer opportunities, all your events, really getting it looking good, maybe an hour or 2. So even at the top time limit or time, whatever time you're going to spend doing it, it's not that long. To create a campaign, maybe 20 minutes. When you're good at it and you're used to creating them, 5. So campaigns do not take that long at all to create.
Awesome. Fast and efficient and easy.
Exactly. Which is what we want to do. Our tool is not designed to be an extra time commitment for you at all. We want this to be an easy thing that is a help for you, not a hindrance on your time, because we know that many nonprofits have some time constraints and are super busy. So
Yep.
yeah, any other questions? Again, feel free to type them if you don't want to unmute. I am good with the silence to wait.
All right. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you did a great job explaining simplicity and easy use, why the tools. I threw a little chat in there. I mean, websites these days are designed to educate, not engage. We don't, I don't know when the last time anybody read through an entire website, let alone one page of a website. So,
Yeah, and
different purposes.
exactly. And typically websites are pretty content heavy. And people have different opinions on that, and that is fine. But we have purposefully designed everything to not be content heavy. We want it to be more engaging. Obviously, it has to be something so you can explain what you're doing, but we want.
Yep. Can you actually tackle real quick before we jump off here? If a nonprofit has their site, they're dead set on, they have a campaign page on their website, how do they use our donation tool to execute that way?
So on their website, you mean?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So what a lot of organizations do is they actually just copy and paste their profile URL. So they go to their profile page, up at the top, the URL, copy and paste that, and link it to their donate button. People can share out their campaigns one off, especially if you're doing some big end of year, Giving Tuesday campaign, anything like that, and it has a very specific purpose. We always suggest copying your full profile page to any engagement button on your website or even in your social media, because again, the purpose of our platform is to show the full picture of what you're doing and to give your people more opportunities to engage. So just because you're doing a campaign on pets does not mean that's what Steve cares about. It might be what Courtney cares about, but Steve wants to see your other campaigns that might tackle more family issues or, I don't know, seniors because of something his family is going through. So you don't, unless you're talking to them all the time, people go through different life stages. And so you don't always know what your people care about in that moment. So we want to give them opportunities to give to different things.
Yeah, and obviously, if they're hitting the donate button, they are going to donate to that campaign, but they might see another campaign that might be more of interest, or as well, now they're going to donate to too. So,
yeah. Absolutely. And the same with volunteering. If they want to donate, but then happen to see a volunteer opportunity or an event that you're having, they'll jot that down on their calendar or choose to volunteer. So there's no harm in doing that full profile instead of just a campaign, as long as your page looks filled. We don't want you doing your profile page if you have nothing in there, obviously, because that kind of hinders the engagement. It does the opposite.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good question.
All right, and look at that, 12:21. We got in at the 21-minute mark.
Early. That's great. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate any nonprofits on who are already in our system. And if you want to be, everybody has my email. I'll send that out as well. And let's chat. So
fantastic. Have a good one, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one.